Good afternoon, how are we? Apologies for the lateness of my reply. Welcome to the dungeon. That's not the song, it's Welcome to the Jungle, but you can be in the dungeon. Anyway, that's Guns N' Roses, I think. How are we? I hope we're all well. Yeah, just got time got away with me on the weekend, so this is a Monday afternoon now. Just did a little workout, so apologies for the facial conditioning. I have just washed my face, so I am not sweating. If I keep on looking at my watch, I'm just cooling down, and then I'll turn it off, because you should never underestimate your cool down. Your cool down's important when your legs are sweating. You know, you've had a good workout when your legs are sweating. How's things? What's happening? You okay? Face looks a bit tidier than normal. But yes. Not a lot happening really. I think the restrictions, 29th, some of the restrictions in the UK come off today, so some people, you can kind of, I think outside you can meet people from another household. I think that's the one, isn't it? I think that's the one. That's my little treat. Zero, obviously. But yeah, so I might be paying people random visits. Yeah, so what's happening? What's going on in your town? I do message a few of you, so I generally know what's going on in your town. Lockdown. That's the problem, isn't it? It's like there's not a lot to report because not a lot's happened. You can watch the news. It's a bit strange, which is the news. They're worried, I think. Now, I think in America they've been just because Donald Trump's not in like tweeting stuff, that their news cycle is really slow. And then if Corona gets disappeared, or at least reduces, then it's not as newsworthy. I don't know what they're going to do. They're struggling now. So yeah, just you carry on watching TV, don't you? That's what you have to do. Entertain yourself. You've got to entertain yourself. I'll just phone people when I'm out on walks. I'll phone people, or I'll listen to something, and then when I'm at home, it's vibrating because I've done 150 minutes of my zone. That'll do. Okay, that's a good little 30 odd minutes for just under 500 calories. That's not bad. When you have to move this fat ass about, it burns a lot of calories, which people never seem to understand when I tell them, I've burnt this much. How did you burn that many? I only burnt 3 and you've burnt 9,000. Not quite, but yes, because I am slightly larger and slightly heavier. So it takes a lot to move this ass around. You don't understand. It's like a flipping tanker. No, actually I'm quicker than a tanker. Tankers, that one in the Suez Canal that's blocked the canal. I'm faster than that anyway. I haven't got stuck in anything. I don't know if I've ever told that story. You know, the losing weight, the losing weightness. One of the things I love. One thing, if you know, there's a bloody, is it a wasp? Oh, it's a fucking wasp. I fucking hate wasps. I don't know how it got in here. The window's shut and the door's shut. How did you get in here? Stupid wasp. Let me just one sec. I'm just going to open the window so you can get it. So much shit in here. Whoops. Get out, you stupid wasp. Hey. That was very skillfully done. Humanely. I didn't kill it. You can go and sting somebody now. Hopefully, it's my big loose t-shirt. Hopefully they won't have an allergic reaction and I won't be the cause of somebody's untimely demise. But what was I saying? Yes, so yeah, I love going to theme parks. I especially love going to Horton Towers. Especially love roller coasters. Fast rides, they're good fun. I've always liked them since, when I was a kid it was a fear, and then you rationalise it in the end and you're going, they're not exactly going to kill you. I know some people have, but then some people have died in all sorts of other accidents as well. But they're safer than a lot of things, the amount of testing and stuff. But anyway, but it gives you a rush, the adrenaline. But one of the things I dreaded, especially when I was bigger, not now, not especially when I was bigger, literally that time, was having to, there was a couple of times Well, there's one time that I couldn't go on the ride. I was on the ride, and you know, some of them work on balance, I think, so they have to have a certain amount of people on either side, so it balances it out. So, however, the computer reads it, the weight, and I was asked to leave or get off the ride because I was too heavy. I remember that. Alton Tower that was, and slow, rather embarrassing. I was with family. I think I was probably with family, and it was a bit embarrassing. It was a lot embarrassing that, you know, what you're going to do. You're going to kind of, and but then it still didn't spur me to. It probably lit something, put a flame in me, but it didn't really push me to want to. I know, I need to get rid of this. I need to get rid of this. I need to get to. No, I kind of probably did a little bit. I was always on and off, so I'd do a bit and then lose it and then come back. But it was like back and forth. And then there was quite a few times on certain rides. So you know when the thing comes over the top of you and it locks in, and then there's a little belt that you'll lock in the thing, so you hold on to the thing. So obviously there's a sensor in there that it tells whoever's in the control room that needs to be. It's not pushed down enough. Normally it's not pushed down enough, so they'll need to push it down. Because I was bigger, so you have to imagine my chest's bigger, because my back's bigger. So I'm forward. So yeah, because it's never. I mean, when we look at weight, we only look at it the front. Really, you don't realise there's. It's like when you put a jumper on. It puts an inch on all the way around you. It doesn't put just an inch on the front of you, because that's all you can see. So you got your back fat. You got your front fat. You got your chest. My chest is bigger. My belly's bigger, and my back's bigger. So it's like, in terms of fat, so it's thicker. So when they push it, so they'll come and they'll push, and then when you get another person who has to push it a little bit more, to the point where then they have to get the Allen key thing and they have to lock it in, so it won't open. Even in emergency, that won't open. Whereas with the other ones, you know, they have to unlock it. So when I'd finished the ride, they'd have to come and unlock it, and then the thing would come up. And so that was a lot. So you have to, when you're sitting there, and then two people have to push it in, and they'll say to you, you can breathe in a bit, you know, and you're fucking, it's like proper, you know, it's safe, but it's proper tight on you. But yeah, there's some of the old drawbacks of missing out, or nearly missing out. I mean, if they couldn't close it, they would have I would have had to leave the ride, because it's not safe, which is fair enough. And it's not their fault. It's my own fault, isn't it? It's me that's caused that problem. And they can't just make specific seats for if somebody's a bit bigger, just on the odd occasion, because there's not going to be that many people that are going to go on it, because well, for whatever reason, in terms of that size. Because at the end of the day, that size is an anomaly. I would say I was an anomaly. It's a good word, isn't it? Anomaly in that respect, because for the size I was very, and a lot of people can attest to this who know me and who've seen me train when I was bigger, that I was quite agile, weirdly. I don't think I had a fear. That's why I wasn't scared of doing stuff. So you know, when you're bigger, well, if you know when you're bigger, you always have this fear of, oh, I'm gonna do this to myself. I never did have that. I wouldn't say I was massive when I was a kid, but I was big. I was fairly, not fat, but fairly big. I always thought I was quite big, but I was never scared of any sports. Like, I remember we used to do if anybody from Regis listens to this, you'll remember the run, which was basically just a cross-country run, which I think I measured it once. I did it on Google Maps, or on one of the mapping thingy, to see how far we actually ran. I can't remember. It's probably a mile off, maybe 2 miles, something like that. And I was crap at it, because I was a bigger guy. I wasn't a runner. I'd do it all, but I was like, I'd finish sort of way down. When the faster guys were doing it in sort of 11, 12 minutes and stuff like that, I'd be with the bigger guys. For the cross country, I'd be with the bigger guys in the 18 plus minutes. That was a boy getting his football boots, because football training is back on. Watch your leg. Yeah, he hurt his leg before, but he hasn't played in such a long time. He should be recovered, but he needs to be careful with it. But yeah, anyway. So, what was I saying about roller coasters, theme parks being bigger? Yeah. So yeah, 18 plus minutes. So it was like, you know, a good 8 or 9 minutes behind these the quicker guys. And But as I got better, I did get that down. I got that down. I think I got maybe into the 13s at some point. Yeah, but I could always sprint. But I do remember because they'd section you up, because I mean we're lucky enough to have a track at our school. When we were at school, we had a swimming pool at the school as well. It wasn't a posh school, but we had these facilities. So we had a track. It was like a gravel athletics track, 4 lanes, maybe 5, whatever. That doesn't make no difference. But anyway, yeah, I think it was 4. But so they'd have to. So for our physical education PE classes, they would split, section you up into when you're doing the sprint. So you're doing 100 meters and 200 meters and 400 meters, whatever. So they would chunk. So the PE teacher would naturally put the who the athletic guys are. So the quicker sprinters all together, so that they're more competitive. And then you'd go down. And I was one of the bigger guys, so he put me with the bigger guys. But I wasn't that big a guy that couldn't sprint. They were the bigger guys that couldn't sprint. I would smash them every single time, just because I could sprint. I could carry my weight, and I can still sprint now. I'm lighter now, but obviously I don't know how light I was then. But this is a different me. I'm talking me as a teenager. That was quite a while ago. But yeah, that was funny. I do remember those. I don't remember everything, but I remember little things like that. I remember doing quite well in 800 meters. 800 meters. 400 meters is probably the most horrible one, just because I could never pace myself. So I'd either go all out, or which I've done in 10Ks now, which I'll kind of get through the pain of the middle distance or long distance, and then always have enough for a sprint, or just something in my mind will give me that sprint at the end. So I was always had that in me. But yeah, but in terms of the bigger guy fear, I never had. I'll jump and I'll run, and I'll test anybody. I'll go, for anything in terms of that. Yeah. But then I think when you're bigger, I don't know, maybe it comes from when I was a kid. I never did then, so it just carried on. But yes, I would always go for stuff. Just go for it, and never let my size sort of hold me back. But then things like that would kind of set me. Maybe that's why it took me so long to actually really push and certainly to lose the weight, because I was doing all the stuff. But then there was loads of things I was saying. I don't know how I got into this subject. This subject wasn't even on my mind. I think it was like clothes and stuff as well, because I've eventually got to the point of buying these clothes, and you know what you want to wear, but you can't get that in your size. So I had jeans that were 46 inch waist. 46, yeah. I've had 46s, I've had 44s. And you can't get them a lot. You have to order them online, or if you're lucky enough to find them in a shop. You very rarely get like sort of, not even like high fashion, like not even your Versace's or your your posh jeans, your designer jeans, just even mid-range ones like Next or Burton ones. You struggle to get those as well. You'd have to buy them online, and then buying them online, it was always about the fit, make sure they fit properly, and yeah, so it was just a pain. And then it comes to the point, it's like, oh, fucking hell, I want to wear nice stuff. I think I put that in one of my posts before, ages ago, when I was posting my before and afters. It was like I want to be able to wear nice clothes as well. Or I like wearing nice things as well. So it's nice when I can get nice suits now. And I'm kind of plateaued at the moment, which I mentioned the other day. So I'm just trying to figure that out. But I still want to lose a little bit, because I think one of the things I always wanted to do was, when I got down to what I wanted, like physically my size, I wanted to get a proper Savile Row tailor-made suit, a proper one, because they never go out of fashion. They're the ones in it up. Like, go there, get tailor-made, get measured up, and get choose your material, all that business. I know they're expensive, but it was a one-off, as a treat basically. I would love to do that, and but I need to get down to this, because if it's going to be custom, it's going to be custom made. You have to get it for the right size, get the right Dal suit, and it's exclusive. Then it's like one-off, and nobody else has got that suit. because I do, as many people know, I do like dressing up in a nice suit, and I like wearing a nice tie. I like a little pocket square. I did have a look the other day at the amount of pocket squares I've got. I've got a collection of them upstairs. Funky, I love them. Sun's out as well, nice, isn't it? Yeah, it's been windy all day, but yeah. So, but yeah, doing that is pushing yourself. You got to push yourself. Yeah, but I don't know how we got into this, but yeah, I think those things were like little catalysts. I think it was a number of things, and it eventually got to the point of, you know, you gotta do this, because I think I did get down. I mean, I'm going back quite a few years. I did get down, not to like a reason. I mean, probably a couple of stone, maybe 3 stone heavier than I am now. I got down to that sort of weight. I mean, people don't believe, and somebody asked me not long ago, people don't believe the weight that I remember. I mean, I might have been heavier than that, but the one I know, because I remember seeing the scales going, what the fuck, was I think it's 23 stone, which was in and around 150 kilos. Probably just above that. I think it's 153. You'd have to look at it. 23 stone. I remember seeing that on the scales going, what the fuck? How the hell did I get there while I was eating a kebab? No, but I had no control over my food. I would literally just not, and it wasn't that I was eating all the time. I was just eating all the wrong stuff. So I mean, you'd have your normal. I'd have breakfast in the morning. I'd have something for lunch, and then I'd have something in the evening. But then I would snack as well. So they'd be in between. I'd be getting crisps, or you know, I never liked full fat drinks, but so it was always Diet Coke and stuff like that. But still, it was just I was eating all the eating crap. So at lunchtime, so I would always get a sandwich or make sandwiches from home. With that bread, I don't think the bread ever agreed with me properly. So the door's open, so I'm actually not going to close it because there's my air coming in. But yeah, it was just it was a strange time, man. Actually, it was horrible if you think about it now. It was just yeah, there's no management of anything. It was you know, fast food, not all the time. Like I say, I mean, most of the time eating at home was like a home cooked meal, but it was just like there was no control. Like I said, there was no control in the snacking, and then late snacking as well. So you know, I feel hungry, and then eating and drinking on the weekends. It's an accumulation. Doing it one off ain't gonna hurt anybody, but when you accumulate that stuff and you're doing it every day, and just like having the wrong stuff every day, it's never gonna sit well with you. Which then, like I say, you see that on the scale, thinking I need to do something about this. Then I never really got the gyms. I was one of those that would go for a period of time and then stop. And then it was only, I think, DW Sports. When we were at DW, that was me and Cam. I stayed for a while, but then he was going as well. And it was quite funny when we used to leave work at the same time, because we used to work together. We used to leave work at the same time, or finish like that and go to the gym. And then all it would take, nobody wanted to say it, but all it would take was one of us to say, should we leave it today? And then we'd just go and chill for an hour and do nothing, or, you know, whatever. And but sometimes we wouldn't say anything, and then have a workout, and you know, feel really good after it, and have a wicked workout, and then say afterwards, I didn't fancy it, but you know, I was just waiting for you to say it, and I was just waiting for you to say it, and it was like, it's a good job we didn't, because we had a really good workout in the end, and it was like, you feel good after it because everything's flowing then, isn't it? But then on some occasions he would say, should we leave it today? And that's all it would take. Just like, nah, yeah, I'll do. Let's go. Let's just go and chill. Let's go shops. Let's go and have a wander around the shops. See if there's anything good, or you know, just anything apart from doing the workout. And all it took was one of us. If I'd say it, he would go, yeah, let's leave it. And if he'd say it, I would go, let's leave it. So we kind of look at each other and go, no, we're not going to say it. But it happened quite a few times. But yeah, that was probably a consistent time I went to the gym. Then I got down. So that was, you're probably looking 08, 09, 08, let's say 08, 07, 08, something like that. and I got down, was doing well. Then for whatever reason we'd left the gym, and then we didn't join another one. And then Cam was out for nearly over 2 years. I think I probably did about 18 months, and then I put a lot of weight back on. Don't know. That's probably when I was my heaviest, actually, because that's when I joined Simply Gym. So that was around my heaviest, and then I used to go with jogger bottoms on, t-shirt and a hoodie. I'd always train like that because I don't want to show. I look big, I look massive with those things on, but I didn't want to show what was underneath. Even though I had a t-shirt on, and then slowly I graduated to jogger bottoms to shorts, because my legs were. I never felt my legs were that big to be embarrassed about. But my upper body, I was always conscious of my upper body. So I mean, you'd see there's pictures of my before and afters with a hoodie on, because I always used to put a hoodie on, and train like that. And then that's probably when I was getting more into the training. Then Paddy approached. I think I got rid of the hoodie as well. I might be on and off with the hoodie. I would take it off when I was in the gym when it was too hot. I'd probably start with it on, then take it off. And then Paddy approached me, new train, and he think he just started, or he'd recently started up the boot camp, and he said try it out if you fancy something different. So I did that, and then obviously that set off a whole different chain of events. So I was doing that with him, and then doing my training, and then I thought, it'd be really good to do that as my cardio in the morning. So that was like 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, doing a boot camp with a group of people. It was different. Group training, I think, is very beneficial, especially at the beginning of any journey that you're doing. It's nice to have people around you that you can kind of bounce off a little bit, encourage you a little bit, and inspire you a little bit as well. So, but yeah, so I continued to sort of, I'll do cardio in the morning and I'll do weights in the afternoon. And that slowly kind of became a thing. And then it was like slowly, I started getting better with my food, being more conscious. I think it's more conscious of what you're eating, and is this the right stuff? I do still now look at if I'm eating something, or if I'm buying something, I will look at what's the fat, what's the calorie, all that business. I will look at it and think, it's probably not good for me. But yeah, that consistency. It was the consistency of training and conscious of what I was eating that got me to a level. Obviously with the help of people like Paddy and all those around him as well, that they kind of give you advice. And then I started learning and reading a lot more about fitness, and listening to a podcast and stuff about the kind of different things. One of the things I was really interesting, which I'm going to find out more about, was what's it called? I was talking about it yesterday as well. Flexible metabolism, or metabolic flexibility. That's what he called it. Which is when you've got your metabolism to in terms of the flexibilities, able to adapt to any. So you obviously got your regular way of eating, the healthier way, and then but if you deviate from that, your metabolism is able to adapt to whatever you've just, I'm gonna have pizza today or whatever. Is adapt. This is how I understand it. Is adapt to that, but then also when you go back to your normal way of eating, it falls back into. It's like you've conditioned it to be one way, but it's able to, adapt to. You're gonna go out and have a nice meal with friends or family or whatever, have a few drinks. So it will use that, but it's gonna fall back into the way you want it to, but as the fat burner, and the energy consumer, rather than follow another the unhealthy way and then mess up your normal way. But then, like I said, that's on your consistency as well, isn't it? So I think I've said consistency quite a lot, because I think that falls into a lot in terms of how you eat and how you drink. I haven't had a drink for a month, which is good. I think I probably was thinking about it. When you think about it afterwards, you think I probably would. It's saying it makes it sound worse, but you think I was probably drinking too much, but I wasn't drinking too much in terms of I was drinking excessively, in terms of I was getting hammered, but just in terms of I was drinking so regularly that that kind of can lead into a problem. And not that I was craving it either. It became a thing. It's like, I'll just have a drink. And then, but then it showed me as well, it wasn't that big a deal not drinking. So it's been a month, and I haven't gone, you know what, I really fancy it. I've got beers over there, I've got bloody spirits up there, and I haven't gone, oh, you know, I really fancy a drink. No. It's just like, okay, I can do a month. That showed me I'm alright. I'm saying I haven't got a problem. And probably next time I have a drink is probably with, as the restrictions are lifting, is hopefully have a drink with some family or some friends. That'll be nice. It'll be lovely to have a drink with you, especially you. You know who you are. But yeah, so that was the random talk about my my little fitness journey, which still goes on. It's not really a fitness journey; it's like a life. It is a lifestyle thing. Some people are lucky enough to have that fat burning metabolism, but you know what? So you say that, but then I think a lot of those people, some do, some just have whatever body type, and you know they can kind of burn through stuff. But I think you're never with somebody 24/7 to know what their general day-to-day habits are. And generally, a lot of people do. A lot of people who are in that kind of, you think that they just lose weight, whatever, or they just don't put any weight on. They generally eat quite healthy anyway, and yeah, they have good habits, and then they can deviate out of it and come back in, and then if that they might have that metabolic flexibility that their body just adapts as it's going along. Could be. It's a new term that I'd heard. I never heard that before, so I'm just trying to find out more about it. But that's how I understood it. But I stand to be corrected. I'm not the most intelligent person in the world. But yeah, it's Ice Cream Man's here. He's back. I don't know how many people are getting ice cream off the Ice Cream Man. I haven't had ice cream from Ice Cream Man flipping ages. But yeah, but that's that really. Yeah. It's gonna be a weird one this week because it's the funeral this week. My nan, as I mentioned the other week, she passed away, and it's a funeral on the 1st of April, which is no joke. I'm trying to keep everything light as I can. I know Thursday is gonna be a toughie, but I think I get more upset seeing people when people I know are upset. You know what I mean? And I'm not very good with that. I've said the stuff. I think I've mentioned the story about the windscreen wipers before. If I haven't, you'd have to ask me about it because I'm not going to repeat myself, and I'll just tell you. But yeah, I don't like. I think I can handle it within myself, and I'm better in terms of that, of handling stuff like that. But I don't think I can. I don't think I can. I can, but I get more upset when I see other people are upset. So we'll see what happens. It's still under restrictions, so I think it's only 30. And when I mentioned the other week, it was like there's just in terms of children, grandchildren, and great grandchildren, there's more than that. But I don't think so. The smaller kids probably won't be going. But yeah, it's as they say, it is what it is, and we've all got to go at some point. We all want to keep everybody happy and healthy for as long as we can, or but it is what it is, and you have to kind of go with it. I'm trying not to throw any more cliche sayings in there, but I ain't gonna say it again. Yeah, it's gonna be, we'll see what happens. But on that note, I'm nearly done. Half an hour, didn't realise. I don't half ramble on, do I? I'm just they call it verbal diarrhea, I think. I think one of my teachers said that about me when I was younger. That's why it stuck with me, that I've got verbal diarrhea and I talk too much. But some people like it. Some people like the fact that I can't keep my mouth shut, and I spew useless information. As a teeth, they look yellow. They're not yellow. They're white. I'm very conscious about my teeth, especially when somebody that I know said that they're having their teeth done. Should I have mine done? Okay, they're wonky. bit wonky down here. Also, it doesn't help that I've just been drinking Coke Zero, so I've got a nice brown coating on. But yes. Anyway, it's been bang on 30 minutes. That was. I've got to put the intro in there, so it's going to be just over 30. I will now love you and leave you. It's been lovely talking to you. I hope we can do this again sometime. And it's Easter weekend, it's bank holiday weekend here this weekend, so everybody have a lovely bank holiday. I will record again this weekend. Oh yeah, I'll have more time this weekend. So I might do one on Jesus Day, Easter Sunday. I might return like he did. Or did he? Was it Monday? Yeah, it was Monday. No, but I'll do it on Sunday or Saturday. I don't know. Anyway. I love you and leave you. See you later.